earth-shaking life spinning here.
God is an old man watching over us and offering comfort and redemption.
God is the womb of all creation, the original face of the mother.
God is the face we put on life beyond our control and beyond our imagination.
God is what holds all of this together.
God is a life-sustaining force.
God is a visceral experience of the world.
God is the length and breadth, the Alpha and the Omega.
God is gray thread.
Is God the one thing that I cannot understand, but yet I desire to know?
How do I let go and believe in that which I cannot see? How do I suffer the madness with gladness and tranquility? How do I make it and see it, believe it, and leave it alone? How do I live without knowing, yet let it be something I own? Open my heart, open my eyes, set free the wind, let me fly. If there be angels' wings, if there be songs to sing, open my mind, open my heart, and believe. I was in Rome about 15 years ago on vacation and decided I wanted to go see Michelangelo's masterpiece in the Sistine Chapel. Walking through the halls of the Vatican, leading there, the artwork so overflowing they had installed pieces on the ceiling, I was astonished and somewhat dismayed by the wealth. When we finally made it to the Sistine Chapel, it was smaller than I thought and somehow bigger at the same time. I began looking for the familiar parts of the piece that I knew, the gates of hell, the cherubs, the touch between God and Adam. God reaching out with only a finger and touches and creates life. God, an old, white, virile man with white hair, white beard, white cloth delicately placed, I think even blue eyes. And I, a second-wave feminist, was awestruck by the startling sight of it amidst a sea of brilliant blue, in what I remember as the center of the hall on the ceiling. My neck ached from looking too long. This God, so simple and beautiful, moved me to tears. The truth be told, this had been an image of comfort to me in hard times. After the death of my partner, after the death of my beloved dog, Ike, I prayed to this God when I knelt by my bed in youth. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And still, I look to this face as a symbol of the innocent comfort held within that prayer. I've just let you in on a secret. I have on occasion heard people, mostly women and lesbians, chide me for seeing such a masculine God. So I mostly keep this image to myself. Today I speak it out loud in this rather public place, because I believe that we each hold some truth about this word God, even those of us who have or have not used the term. How do I believe in something that is beyond the divine?
Do you believe in God? Really, just for today, do you believe in God? A divine force in the world, something larger than yourself, the great whatever. If the answer is yes, what does God look like? Does God have a face, a name, a symbol, an image, a place, power, a relationship with us?
In using this small word, I begin to understand the boundaries of things that bring me in or force me out of a circle of acceptance and celebration.
You may be a mystical humanist for whom the word God no longer has any use.
God is the creator, so God is woman.
God is all-powerful, so God is a warrior.
God is just, so God holds all knowledge. Our differences are real. They exist in these images of words and beliefs and rituals and doubt. But we must find a way to speak of God today because people are dying over fast-held beliefs in their God. We no longer have the luxury of silent assumptions or quiet disapproval. We, Unitarian Universalists, have a responsibility. We and all of the faiths that are able to stretch beyond what is literal to what is meant. We who are seeking the truth, and because of this, freedom, we now have the responsibility to begin listening to the stories of all of our faiths.
Talking about God is a perilous business. It is a terrain rife with nuance and innuendo, a terrain that is intensely private and powerfully public. And so we will begin to speak of God today to remind each other that it is a human face that always reaches towards the holy, a holy which is unknown and unknowable.
When did my fear become air to survive? Let go these walls behind which I hide. Open my heart, open my eyes, set free the wind. Let me fly. If there be angels' wings, if there be songs to sing, open my mind, open my heart, and
Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. Rumi.
Do we have the courage to find and create solid ground and speak of God today? Here are words that others used to describe the experience of God.
The sacred is found in Manhattan, grimy, noisy, stifling, isolating, and finding a flower blooming in the middle of the sidewalk. Unexpected life pushing through against all odds, triumphant and bold.
When I experience the sacred outside of myself, I'm profoundly grateful as my heart and mind expand to soak in this often unexpected touch of the eternal, the ineffable, the sacred ground of God, and gratitude fills my heart.
There it is, The face of the divine shining in a place it simply wasn't a moment before. The sacred is not at my beck and call. It is mine. It is to see when it is there. It is mine to be looking, mine to be awake.
Sometimes when I fall away from this experience, I forget to pause to look. Sometimes when I pray, I feel peace that just astounds me, but not always. Sometimes I look at a setting sun and I catch a glimmer of hope and gratitude for the day, but not always. When I'm creating music, I can get carried away and find tears on my face, but not always, which makes those moments the sacred crashes back into my world even more powerful, leaving me shattered and joyous.
I see the secret in so many different things. Does it become simply what I need? A comforting dance partner? The face of the unlimited? The face of a child? My own face as I find my way home. I am always seeking, always running, always hoping for a glimpse, and always forgetting to look. Please remind me.
Remind me to look.
Remind me often. I dare not make God so small that I hold something that is in truth greater than even my imagination.
I believe God is in all things, but then I squirm because that would include slime and maggots and hate and fear, sin, pain, evil.
My soul longs to believe that my life has meaning, especially when things go wrong. So I put the face of God onto places of pain and struggle and question, as if the edges of those places will be smoothed by a larger sense of purpose.
My soul longs to believe that my life has meaning, so I put the face of God on all the places where courage and redemption are found. God does not question what happens or why.
A craftsman pulled a reed from the reed bed, cut holes in it, and called it a human being. Since then, it's been wailing a tender agony of parting, never mentioning the skill that gave it life as a flute. Rumi.
I come to understand that God is in the web of life, a web that I cannot see but expect exists, a web of life that includes me. I exist. I have a place.
Looking for God is like looking into a paradox.
My heart in tune with the rhythm of the world.
Life overcoming all that would hold us back.
Air crowded with presence and witness.
There is something in the world that is at work that I cannot comprehend.
Does it matter if it can comprehend me?
It is what drives me out of myself and forces me to deal with a larger whole, with the holy.
The person you see stand here before you has many different shapes and names. Call me one by day and one by evening. At night I'll still sleep with her the same. Call me friend, call me lover, call me dyke, or call me freak. I know that I've called others worse and sometimes can't sleep. Still I'm powerful and strong when in the face of my life I'm weak. For life is what has made me. I am what I am. At the end of the day, despite what I might pray, I am what I am. And I'll be more or less as the earth passed beneath me. The sun on my shoulders is whispering gently. Oh, I am.
The stories will not always be comfortable. There's a place that creates a distance. They are the core questions of any religious tradition.
Defined, they hold both the deep tribal schisms that cause pain and triumphant joy of a fair shared faith.
Can we even speak of God, or is God simply a term that has produced too much evil?
The truth is that there are many depictions of God that embody hate, depictions that embody privilege, depictions that underscore our differences. These stories must be told as well for us to acknowledge our fears and to understand where we have our differences, where our work of shared existence is strained.
Standing in line, I didn't expect the young boy handing me a glossy card, but I took it and I shoved it in my pocket, just to be nice. The day was beautiful. The line was almost around the building into the pavilion. My mom was so excited to see the Dalai Lama. It was worth the price of admission. Birthdays only come once a year. When we found our seats, I looked at the card. Deceptive in its layout. It didn't look like a bomb. But there it was. Someone exposing all the normal fundamentalist chatter. Armageddon, women's place, homosexuality. Even waiting to see peace, I get tapped by the face of a hateful God.
Almost every morning I stop by Starbucks to buy coffee. I'm addicted to the burnt taste, overly strong and utterly inviting. One morning, I look up and see a book title, A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier. My gut feels at first, the queasiness of my privilege. I'm standing in line waiting for a $4 cup of coffee, thinking that maybe I can have it all if only I make my desires clearly known. But what if cancer riddles my body? Is it my fault? What if poverty rips my stomach to pieces? What if I am forced to be a boy soldier in a foreign land? Is my prayer not strong enough? Am I not making myself clear? Do I not have enough desire? Do I believe in a God so vindictive as to not hear these simple prayers?
What if God is the one thing that exists in all things, connects all things, and holds all things together?
Aren't we then the face of God?
What if God is the wrought as well as the gold, and is simply waiting for us to be all we pray for from God?
Did God intend me?
Does she think about me?
Can I be simply in awe of a universe that somehow created me, even though there may be no reason?
Does God need me to believe in her, or do I need to believe in God?
I am what I am at the end of the day, despite what I might pray. I am what I am, and I'll be more or less as the earth passes beneath me. The sun on my shoulders is whispering gently. Oh, I am, I am, I am, I In our culture today, no one can really get away from God, relating to that word, at least. God.
Believe in God.
Fight with God.
Trust God.
Hate God.
We have some relationship with God, even if it is steadfast avoidance.
Bidden or unbidden, God is present in our world. We are in the midst of revolution right now. The culture we live within is changing from the industrial age to the age of knowledge. Corporations have become the new nation state. Spirituality is confronting religion. Community is defined by joining. The churches we inhabit are in flux, and there is simply a need to speak of God to survive.
There is a truth that must find utterance, and that is that all religions hold some view into the whole of God, even atheism. Can we create a place where these truths may be studied and spoken, even when it puts us at odds with the world around us? How do we act to support our calling to perpetually seek the truth?
Can we start by speaking our own truths out loud, sharing our stories with where God has been and given us comfort and where we have been challenged? Can we share our stories of questioning as well as the stories of faith? Can we share our stories of connection as well as the stories of hate? Can we build compassion enough to bridge the growing fundamentalism within each of our faiths, including our own?
We create solid ground through understanding each of our different relationships with God.
We create solid ground by affirming what is the same.
We create solid ground by respectfully naming what is different.
We create solid ground by creating poetry to fill in the gaps of meaning.
We create solid ground by trusting that there is a field beyond wrongdoing and right doing.
We create solid ground and stand firmly upon it, inviting others to join in the conversation. We create solid ground because on solid ground we might walk together and have a conversation about our common human longings to belong and to see and touch the face of God.
Come, let us begin the journey to create solid ground,
To speak of God together. Where is solid ground? Where is ground solid, heart moving, earth shaking, life spinning here? How do I let go and believe in that which I cannot see? How do I suffer the madness with gladness and tranquility? How do I make it and see it, believe it and leave it alone? How do I live without knowing, yet let it be something